Greetings, everyone. I'm going to take this time to big up my friend, Rapper Cropper. Thank you so much for streaming my video live. I watched with some people, and when I started seeing some negative energy, I bolted because I'm thinking I'm not getting into my feelings. I did my work. I'm stepping away from it and let it speak for itself. So, thanks to Rapper Cropper. Once again, I want to say that Rapper Cropper is the only vlogger that I know that is on social media who have tapped into some social consciousness, who have spent time to identify his African heritage, both him and his wife. These two folks have been doing live long before anybody else. You know, they were the ones that were streaming stuff that was educating us. They were the ones who were working with Black Americans to talk about what it's like in the streets. I forget that fellow's name now, but he interviewed him on his program, and that guy was sharing and showing how, he went to jail and the kind of work he's been doing afterwards. So don't let anybody fool you about Rapper Crap and about who he is and what he stands for. As far as I'm concerned, anyone touches Genuine's work and is brave enough to stream it on their channel, I've got nothing but respect for that person. Truthfully speaking, there are people who are even afraid to even make a comment under my video. So if you're putting it out there, it's not about the money for you, because you don't know that if you touch my stuff, more than likely, a video like that one, for example, you're not making the money. My topic today varies. In the description, I'm going to share a video. I want you to watch it for yourself. I'm not even saying much to you about that video. I just want to hear your comment, what you have to say about that. But it's because of this kind of video why I do the kind of topics that I do. Someone would say, after doing this for 3 years, why are you always talking about this? That's not important anymore. That we're not facing those problems anymore, but we are. This is an example. And now when I watched that video, to be honest with you, I was disgusted, truthfully speaking. But when I was done, I felt pity. And I think to myself, well, the work has to continue. We have to continue the work because much work is needed in our community. And for me, I target the young people. I target the kids. They're the ones who will go forward and change things in it for the next generation, because a lot of the older folks, it's going to be very difficult at this point to change them. You have to just target the kids, target the young people of all races. They're the ones you target. You teach them love, you show them love, you show them respect, and somehow you hope that they will carry it forward in the future, because for many of us here, older folks, we're doomed. We're stuck in darkness. So the video is a kind of awareness, and I'm going to touch base with the person who did that video, and I'm hoping that he and Rapper Crapper can work together to upload this thing so we can see it. Because when you see it, when you hear it, it's one thing, but when you see the kind of reasoning of our people, you fully understand why you got some criminals in our midst, some dark angels in our midst that are able to continue to wrap us around their finger, because they see the mentality of our people and they're not doing anything to change it. What I want to say to you, and if you look at my hair this morning, I look like a Medusa. And if you go back and do your research, the whole idea of the Medusa, that is linked right back to Libya. That's for another time though, because you know what? Everything we get or we have gets ripped off eventually. Pirates always rip off our stuff. And a lot of times you can't blame these pirates. You are the one who handed over to them. But yeah, we know they got their ways. When you look at music now, look at the R&B industry. Where are the black people? See, these black folks were lured in and given contracts that kept them into bondage. And when they eventually found out what was happening, they tried to move away from that, to become independent, to be free agents per se. And their careers plummeted all that they taught, all their ability, all that they did out there when they were in confinement, when they were in captivity, these skills were taught to other people who now dominate this area of music. That's still not what I'm talking about today. That video that I watched with those people in Jamaica, in the Kingston area, talking about Spice's new look, really made me say, you know what? I can't stop. I can't stop talking. I can't stop encouraging my people to open their eyes, to wake up, to live. And when we talk about living, we're not just talking about in the physical sense, but spiritually. Because many of us see death the wrong way. We're looking at death the wrong way. What you see as death is life. What you see as life is death. Okay? Because a man like Marcus Garvey can never die. He's immortalized in music, in songs, in tributes. He lives. As he said, I'll come back in the whirlwind. Absolutely. So all these individuals in the past that they think they killed, they just immortalize these individuals. They're bigger in death than they were in life. Bob Marley's bigger in death than he was in life, as great as he was. So you have to have a new look at how you see death and allow that to change you. Because when they tell you, that's why Christianity is all about death and destruction, and violence. It's not about life. You got to die before you can get this, that. It's about death. And we should not be about death. We should be about life. Okay? People ask me all the time, what, you don't believe in God? And who is God? Who is your God? What's the definition of God? Because there are many gods. If you study religion, there are many gods. Each religion has these pantheons of God. Pantheon of gods. And so does the African spirituality. Shango, Esu, you name them. What philosophy do I adhere to? What I do know is, as a Black woman, as a person of African descent, my skin ties me to the sun. So I could say the sun is my God. Have you ever watched the sun? When you're walking, everywhere you go, the sun is directly above you. And when you think that our melanin, our beautiful melanin, is specially created to deal with the sun. So if I am the child of the sun, because of the melanin loves my skin and love the essence of who I am as an African person. When you look at my hair, static electricity. When you look at my hair, the things you could take my hair and lift up something is magnet. I can do that in another video. And you look at my skin and look at how I can live in any climate. I don't like the cold. I actually get very sick in the winter time, but I still survive in that. And of course, the sun offers me energy. I get charged up with the sun. I'm charged up just like the one that are African brothers and sisters, those who still know or still practice or have the ability to tap into the energies around us, to tap into nature, to create. That wand is charged by the sun or by the moon. And if you learn and know how to use this, imagine what we'll be able to do. They took our religion away from us, and not religion, or spirituality away from us, because we were seen as dangerous. When we get Jesus pocketed, we are weak because we have no true power. When we are removed from that, like Nanny of the Maroons and all these other individuals who were powerful, a female, like all the other female warrior queens that I've spoken to you about, we're able to tap into this spirituality, you are fierce and feared. So the fear that we have for one man or one woman these days is unfounded. It's only founded because you don't know who you are. You don't know the power that you possess. You don't know how to tap into your spirituality. If I understood, if I knew the truth of my power, as I have been told by many people, if you recognize your power, woman, you don't even understand your own power. But if I understood and knew how to practice, that doesn't mean it won't change because the spirits teach me. But if I understood the fullness of it, I would be seen as dangerous. And folks would think twice about trying to harm me. Because they use physical force, but it's spiritual force that I would use. The sun, Amun Ra, is my God. It's the sun that charges me, that teaches me, that prepares me, that surrounds me everywhere I walk. When the sun is up, it's right there. I could hide behind a tree, it's there. I could stand in the middle of the road, it's right there, right over me. The sun is my God. Why would I fear man? Why? When our people get to understand and know who they are, half the work is done. And it's going to take persons like you and me who are saying, you know what, I'm not going to allow other folks with their own agenda to take me and hold me in any kind of captivity, whether it be mental, physical, emotional, financial. I am free. I'm free. And the moment we understand that we are free and that all man and woman are created equal, you will let go of those fears and you will release yourself from the bondages, those that are in the mind, the mental bondages. They are far worse than those physical ones. We know that. But we have to believe that too. We have to know it. We have to not just believe it, we have to know it. And understand that the masters that wish to be our rulers will not teach you how to be free. Amun Ra, the melanin, the beautiful melanin that protects me. What does that mean to you? What do you understand in the fact that we are connected to the sun? We're sunbeams, daughters and son of the light. Why are you acting broken? Why are you linking yourself to paper to say that money defines who you are? Money doesn't do anything. Yeah, that was the biggest con game. Some folks figured how to take paper and to take people's land and possessions. But it is what it is. We live with it in this time. But that's not what defines you. Huh? That's not what defines you. And if you are an African person in this time and you're saying the things that these guys are saying in this video, you know that we can't give up. When you want to just walk away and just say, forget it, they're doomed. You just can't stop. You just can't stop. You just can't stop. You just can't give up on your people. You just can't give up on them. You just have to look at them and not just feel pity. Because if you feel pity, you're not going to do anything to change them or yourself. Change begins with me and you. And when we identify the weaknesses in ourselves and in others, we have to come together to say, okay, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? Stay blessed, everybody. Stay strong. Be proud of the skin that you're in. Be proud of your melanin. Understand that you're gods and goddesses. Beautifully made. Amun Ra is God.